Before we dive in, hit the subscribe button for more expert insights and honest conversations on Raising Mama podcast.
Can you just explain your thoughts to our listeners on date nights and like what do we want out of our date nights, and like what, or without being able to do a date night, because it can be really hard, like finding a sitter and just everything that goes along with it. Sometimes you're just too tired for that. Like, what can couples do to work on their relationship as it relates to their attachment styles and like the situation that they're in?
So there's a lot of messaging around, right? Spending more time together, create that quality time, go on date nights, do things without the kids, which for sure has its benefits. I don't argue that. However, I think that's to me, date nights would be like cherry on the top. That's the bonus, like, and we're doing date nights and we're, doing so well in that area too. But you could be doing a date night a week or a date night a month, which I don't know a lot of couples in the postpartum phase were even able to do that, right? But say you are, but really underlying, you've got resentment inside of you, or you're feeling unfulfilled, you feel like your needs are not met, or you're not feeling loved, or you're not feeling enough, or you're not feeling worthy, or feeling like a failure. If all of that stuff is happening in your partnership, all of that is being triggered, date night is then just a good time and a good laugh. But then when you go back home, that resentment is back. Because if that resentment is there because of, say, an imbalance in load sharing, well, the imbalance of load sharing is going to happen the very next day after your date ended. So how did the date night really do anything? That's not really what's going to do anything. So for me, it's more important that couples focus on that stuff, really building that strong partnership where both partners are feeling fulfilled in terms of their needs, right? And from the attachment perspective, feeling worthy, feeling capable, feeling successful, feeling like they love, feeling like they matter. All of that is more important to me before date nights happen. I'm not going to say in place of, but before you put the pressure on date nights to happen.
Because that's the whole question. What was the goal of date night? Right? The goal is that you feel secure in your relationship and that you feel like trust. And so it's like, well, if what date night's really just doing is adding one extra to-do list on your to-do list so that you can be a good couple, versus going home and like one person does the dishes and one person takes the bath or whatever it is, where both people are like, oh, okay, I had my 5 inches of extra space and I chose to do the dishes for you and you chose to whatever it was. It's like, I could see how that could be a lot more healing to feeling secure in your attachment than trying to put on a performance and go out and look like we love each other, when it's hard. You're going to be fighting a lot in postpartum. It's probably not the time where you're like feeling naturally, like you said in the beginning, sort of that
the honeymoon phase.
Yeah. You might not be feeling that naturally.
Yeah, and postpartum especially, like it's just let's just say you enter a lot of your fight or flight zone. Right? Because as stresses increase on you or your relationship, the more threats to your survival. Like I keep saying, that's where you enter more and more your fight or flight zone, right? And that's how you then end up being more reactive and things like that. And then also think about it, postpartum, your window of tolerance, like I was referring to earlier, if it's normally this, it's probably this at this point. Number one, sleep deprivation reduces anyone's window of tolerance. Unfulfilled needs reduces windows of tolerance, right? Fights, tension reduces windows of tolerance. So many things. So anyway, partners postpartum have lowered windows of tolerances. So then it's also learning, well, how can we help each other increase those windows of tolerance? How can we love and care for each other so we're able to show up better than we are right now? And so then again, date nights might not be the ultimate answer. It's one of the answers. Sure, you might connect, you might be able to engage in more intimacy after a date night, things like that. It has its place, but I don't think it's the solution.